The desert sands whisper secrets of ages past. Tales of betrayal, of divine intervention, of a boy who rose from the pit to the palace. The scriptures tell a story, a narrative of a people, a prophecy, and a profound personal revelation. This is the account of Joseph, a son sold into slavery, a man falsely accused, and ultimately, a vizier who held the fate of nations in his hands. But how do we know this extraordinary life wasn't merely a legend, a comforting myth spun from hope and hardship? We will build a case, a three-point case for the historical reliability of Joseph revealing himself. Genesis 37-18. When they saw him from a distance, even before he came near them, they conspired to kill him. The brothers, consumed by jealousy. A father's favorite, cast out. The story begins with the chilling descent into the pit, a stark symbol of their hatred, a prelude to the unimaginable journey that awaited Joseph. He was a dreamer, a boy whose visions foretold a future of dominion, a future his brothers could not bear to accept. Their act of selling him into Egypt marked not an end, but a profound, transformative beginning. This was the moment a young man's life fractured, scattering the pieces of his family, setting in motion a divine plan that would echo through millennia. For centuries, the biblical narrative of Joseph's life in Egypt, a Semitic man rising to a position of immense power, faced scrutiny. Questions lingered about the possibility of such a foreign ascent within the rigid social structure of ancient Egypt. Yet, archaeology has begun to cast a revealing light on these historical possibilities, offering tangible evidence that bridges the gap between ancient text and historical reality. The Semitic Vizier statue is one such compelling piece of that puzzle. A silent witness to the presence and influence of people from Joseph's homeland within the Egyptian administration. This artifact, discovered through meticulous excavation, provides a crucial contextual understanding of the Egyptian court and its interactions with foreign populations, particularly during the periods relevant to Joseph's story. It speaks to the socio-political landscape that would have allowed a man like Joseph, a Hebrew, to navigate the complexities of Egyptian governance and achieve significant standing. The very existence of such a statue indicates that individuals from the Levant, the region of Canaan where Joseph's family originated, were not merely laborers or slaves, but could, under certain circumstances, attain positions of considerable authority and prestige. This challenges earlier assumptions about the insular nature of Egyptian society and underscores its capacity for assimilation and the elevation of skilled or favored foreigners. The statue itself, with its distinct stylistic features, offers a window into the perception and representation of these foreign officials within Egyptian art, analyzing its form, material, and iconography allows scholars to infer not only the status of the individual depicted, but also the cultural interactions occurring at the time of its creation. Was this a mere artistic convention, or did it represent a genuine recognition of Semitic individuals holding high office? The ongoing debate among archaeologists and historians surrounding the Semitic Vizier's statue fuels this important discussion, pushing us to re-examine our understanding of ancient Egyptian foreign relations and the potential for social mobility across cultural divides. This research into the statue is not simply about a single artifact. It is about understanding the broader context in which Joseph's extraordinary rise to power could have been historically plausible. The data suggests a more complex and nuanced picture of Egyptian society than was previously imagined. A society where foreign influence and Semitic presence were more significant than many scholars had once assumed. Consider the implications. If Semites could be depicted as high officials, then the account of a Semitic vizier like Joseph becomes considerably more grounded in historical likelihood. The visual evidence provided by this statue serves as a critical piece in the historical puzzle, corroborating the possibility of Joseph's unique position. The meticulous work of archaeologists, carefully unearthing and interpreting these ancient relics, continues to shape our understanding of biblical history, bringing the world of the patriarchs and matriarchs into sharper focus. Every fragment, Every inscription adds another layer to the narrative, reinforcing the belief that these ancient accounts are rooted in the soil of real historical events. This statue isn't just stone. It's a testament to a complex past, the weight of accusation, the sting of betrayal. When Potiphar's wife, ensnared by her own wicked desires, falsely accused Joseph, he found himself once again plunged into darkness, this time the dungeons of Egypt. Yet, even within those stone confines, his integrity shone through. The jailer, recognizing his exceptional character, entrusted him with the care of the other prisoners, a testament to the favor he continued to find, even in the depths of despair. His ability to interpret dreams, a gift that had once brought him trouble, now became his path to a different kind of freedom, a freedom that would ultimately lead him to stand before Pharaoh himself. It was in this crucible of suffering and injustice that Joseph's character was forged. A character that would not only save him, but would also, providentially, save an entire nation from famine. The narrative arc of his life is a powerful testament to resilience and the unfolding of a grand, often mysterious, design. The 12th dynasty statue found at Tel el-Dabba depicts a high official with mushroom hair and yellow skin, the Egyptian code for a Semite. Proving Semites reached top government ranks, further archaeological discoveries at a site deeply connected to the ancient Egyptian administration provide even more direct evidence supporting the possibility of Semitic individuals holding high governmental positions. The 12th dynasty statue found at Tel el-Dabba is particularly striking. It depicts a high official adorned with distinctive features that scholars interpret as coded markers of Semitic origin. The description of mushroom hair, a style not typical of native Egyptians, combined with the use of yellow skin tones, a common Egyptian artistic convention for depicting people from the Levant, offers a compelling visual argument. This statue is not just an isolated find. It emerges from a context at Tel el-Dabba that has revealed significant evidence of a substantial Semitic presence and influence during the Middle Kingdom and the Second Intermediate Period. Tel el-Dabba, historically identified with the ancient city of Avaris, was a major administrative and military center, and its excavation has unearthed a wealth of artifacts and architectural remains indicating extensive interaction and settlement by Canaanites and other Semitic peoples. The presence of this statue within such a context strongly suggests that Semites were not confined to the lower strata of society, but were integrated into the upper echelons of the Egyptian government. Imagine an Egyptian artist commissioned to create a statue of a prominent official. Their artistic choices, the color of the skin, the style of the hair, were deliberate. The fact that they depicted this high official with characteristics identified as Semitic and placed him in a position of apparent authority speaks volumes about the political and social realities of the time. This challenges the notion that Egypt was entirely closed off to foreign influence at the highest levels. Scholars analyzing this statue and the broader archaeological evidence from Tel el-Dabba argue that it provides a historical precedent for a man of Semitic background, like Joseph, to rise to a position of vizier or chief administrator. It demonstrates that the Egyptian state apparatus was capable of incorporating and promoting foreigners, particularly those with useful skills or connections. The statue therefore serves as a powerful piece of corroborating evidence, lending significant historical plausibility to the biblical account. It moves the narrative from the realm of the possible to the realm of the probable, grounding Joseph's extraordinary success in the documented realities of ancient Egyptian society. The research into this statue encourages us to consider the dynamic nature of ancient civilizations. Their ability to absorb, adapt, and integrate diverse populations. It is a reminder that history is often more complex and interconnected than simple narratives might suggest. This artifact, unearthed from the ancient dust, whispers a vital truth about the integration of Semitic peoples into the very heart of Egyptian power structures. If you find this historical investigation compelling, please like this video. The famine descended upon the land, a relentless hunger that threatened to consume all. The Egyptians, desperate, came to Joseph, their granaries emptied, their hope dwindling. It was at this critical juncture, with his own family approaching him, unaware of his identity, that Joseph's heart was moved. His carefully constructed facade began to crumble under the weight of years of separation and longing. He tested them, setting trials that would reveal their character, their repentance, and ultimately, their love for their father and for each other. The tension mounts, the moment of revelation draws near. Would they recognize the brother they had wronged? The son their father had mourned? The stage was set for a profound and life-altering encounter. The empty tomb of Avaris, while the primary biblical narrative focuses on Joseph's life and his eventual reunion with his family in Egypt. The archaeological context of the land where they settled, and particularly the region of Avaris, provides further layers of historical verification, especially concerning the Semitic presence and their integration into Egyptian society. The empty tomb of Avaris, referring to the excavation of burial sites within the ancient city of Avaris, has yielded significant insights into the lives and customs of the Semitic populations who resided there. These tombs often contain grave goods and architectural styles that are distinct from purely Egyptian burials, clearly indicating the presence of people from Canaan and the Levant. The importance of this evidence lies in its direct connection to the geographical setting described in the biblical account of the Israelites settling in the land of Goshen, which archaeological research suggests was in the vicinity of Avaris. The discovery of these Semitic tombs, some of which are remarkably well preserved, offers forensic evidence of a substantial foreign population living and dying in Egypt during the periods relevant to the Exodus narrative and, by extension, to Joseph's life. What these tombs reveal is not just a transient presence, but a settled community with their own distinct cultural markers. The emptiness of certain tombs, or rather, the presence of undisturbed burials with clear Semitic characteristics, speaks to the establishment of these communities over generations. It shows that Semitic peoples were not just visitors, but were integrated enough to have their own established burial grounds, reflecting a degree of permanence and societal acceptance. This directly supports the biblical narrative of the Israelites being given land and establishing themselves in Egypt. Furthermore, the nature of these burials, sometimes showing adaptations to Egyptian funerary practices, but retaining core Semitic elements, demonstrates a complex process of cultural interaction and assimilation. This forensic evidence from the tombs of Avaris allows historians and archaeologists to reconstruct the demographic and cultural landscape of Egypt during the time of Joseph and the subsequent Israelite sojourn, provides a tangible link to the physical presence of Semitic peoples in the Nile Delta, the very region where the biblical account places Joseph's family. The detailed analysis of these burial sites, the skeletal remains, and the artifacts found within them contributes to a growing body of evidence that corroborates the historical plausibility of the biblical narrative. It offers a silent yet powerful testament to the presence of the people of Israel in Egypt, aligning archaeological findings with the ancient text. The forensic data from these ancient resting places helps to solidify the historical foundations of the biblical accounts, moving beyond mere textual tradition to demonstrable archaeological reality. These are not simply graves, they are historical signposts. If you are learning something new, consider subscribing to Faith and Facts for more in-depth historical investigations. Then, the dam broke. I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt. The words hung in the air, a thunderclap of recognition, of shock, of overwhelming emotion. Tears flowed. Accusations turned to confessions, and the years of bitterness melted away in the embrace of reconciliation. Joseph, the betrayed, the enslaved, the imprisoned, revealed himself not with vengeance, but with forgiveness. A profound testament to his enduring faith and his remarkable character. He saw God's hand in it all. The evil intended by his brothers transformed into a means of saving many lives. This was not just a family reunion. It was the culmination of a divine purpose, a pivotal moment where history and providence converged. Do you believe this incredible story of redemption? The evidence converges. The Semitic Vizier statue, the 12th dynasty statue found at Tel el-Daba, depicting a high official with mushroom hair and yellow skin, the Egyptian code for a Semite, proving Semites reached top government ranks, and the empty tomb of Avaris. Each pillar stands firm, not as isolated curiosities, but as interconnected pieces of a historical mosaic. These archaeological findings, when examined in conjunction with the biblical text, construct a compelling case for the historical reliability of Joseph revealing himself. They provide context for the social and political landscape of ancient Egypt, demonstrating that a Semitic individual could indeed rise to positions of significant power. They offer forensic evidence of the presence and integration of Semitic communities within Egypt, aligning with the biblical account of the Israelite settlement. While no single artifact can definitively prove every detail of a millennial narrative, the cumulative weight of this evidence significantly bolsters the historical plausibility of Joseph's life and his dramatic revelation. It transforms a sacred story into a historical encounter, a testament to faith, resilience, and the enduring power of reconciliation. The sands of Egypt may shift, but the truths they hold, when uncovered with diligence and interpreted with wisdom, continue to speak.